Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Rick.
Videos today from Home Math. Deserve. Maybe deserve maxing isn't the best strategy right now. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about deserve. Please like us, them below. Really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Oh, hello, babies. We've solved dating for you.
Let me cut to the chase. When she says she solved dating, what she means is that she appeased her own ego and that of the modern woman in general. She made herself feel better about her dating experiences by constructing a graph of men according to their objective qualities rather than their subjective ones like mine, and then simply declaring that all women deserve the good kind of man and not the kinds of men with flaws because women have no flaws, I guess.
Deserve.
It's a weird take, but I think we're familiar with it. Anyway, as usual, I have fixed the square by turning it into a cube. Cubes are pretty much it.
My name's Amy. This is my best friend, Grace.
They're from Portland. Make of that what you will.
And together, we've created the smart, dumb, sweet, evil matrix. It's going to help you.
It's going to help you become more entitled. Maybe we can also get through to these girls in their deserve chart. Let's see what they have to say.
Okay, so what we've discovered is that every man in the world falls on this matrix.
Not me. I don't fit in any of these. I am nice and I'm smart, but I don't quite fit here. I'll let her explain.
In quadrant 1, we have the sweet, smart matrix. This is the unicorn matrix. You have your husbands, your ones who got away, and your fictional men written by women. These are the ones you want to keep. They're the ones you dreamed of.
At least she put the fictional men written by women thing. That's at least grounded in something.
They're the ones you deserve, honey.
Deserve, their favorite word, which means absolutely nothing. So again, I am pretty nice. I am pretty smart. I do not belong here. I am nobody's unicorn. I do not have this reputation. I alternately have these reputations. Let's let her continue.
Okay, quadrant number 2, we got the golden retriever quadrant. We got very sweet, but a little bit dumb. They can fall anywhere in this quadrant, and they're golden retrievers. They have a high EQ, but a low IQ. So they could be a nuclear scientist, but if they're getting you potholders for your birthday, they are a golden retriever, honey. And finally, the most important quality of a golden retriever is that they are willing to learn. They can be taught, and eventually these golden retrievers can become unicorns, which is why they are part of the keeper hemisphere.
Okay, important note. When she says dumb here, what she means is not buying her the correct presents. So again, you can be a nuclear scientist in this box, but if you are not serving her needs, then you are dumb and must be fixed.
Damn, that was a good breakdown of what she just said right there.
Number 3, we have the yuck quadrant. That is the dumb and evil.
Fair enough.
Finally, we have your smart and evil quadrant. This is the trauma quadrant.
I agree with that one too.
In the trauma quadrant, you have your standard narcissist.
Narcissist usually, but not always, means got the better of me.
Your situationships that last longer than 6 months.
That, again, is a good insight. Hanging out in this area for too long is a bad sign.
And finally, your guitar players who hate themselves.
Hey, I don't hate myself anymore. I hate everything else. I hate that I have to explain this.
Notably, I am not allowed to date in the trauma quadrant anymore.
Good for you. Personal growth. Nobody mean is a good rule.
This has never proved us wrong. It is true for every man we have ever known.
Okay, it's true from your perspective.
Yep.
That's how you see all guys. There's something that you're missing from our perspective that might help you on your journey. And also, maybe lay off the deserve word. In my opinion, deserving is at an all-time high, and it's kind of resulting in women ending up in these areas a little more than is necessary. That's when they are encouraged to deserve someone who doesn't agree. So you say that your model solves dating. First of all, you're only talking about this part of it and assuming that this part of it is all here to your satisfaction, which is a different conversation. Second of all...
Yeah, she automatically assumes all of these are the attractive men that she can go after, which... There's no attraction qualities in this chart that she did.
I think that this model is going in the right direction, but you're probably putting some men in one of these categories preemptively because you are ignoring a hidden third dimension. So to help you solve dating, I've created the investment cube. It's a little rough, but you get the idea. I changed your axes a little bit. Instead of nice and mean, I think you wrote sweet and evil, I put willingness to invest and give you what you want in a relationship. And instead of dumb and smart, I put experienced. That's knowing what to do in relationships and how to do it.
Okay.
And then finally, the aspect you left out was able. How able is he? If he's willing and experienced, but maybe not able at the moment, but that could change in the future, that's something that you maybe should consider. You gave an example of a guy in the fix category who gets you pot holders because he's inexperienced and doesn't know what you want. But what about a guy who is getting you pot holders because he just isn't quite able yet in this yellow box over here to get you what he already knows you want? What if there are guys out there who are very willing and very experienced, but just not able enough for you at the moment, which, may or may not change in the future? This is something that actually happened to me recently. I met someone who assumed I was in the dark green here, and as time went on, I had to just say, whoa, that's gonna take a few years. That's kind of and then she feels like this now. There is a saying out there that women do not struggle with men. They wait at the finish line and choose the winner so they can get the benefits. And that might be a self-defeating strategy, at least in today's dating environment. It used to work better in the past when we had more structure in society, and men in general, even middle value men, could accumulate enough to buy a house and provide stability for a woman on his value level. But times are different now. These guys are not really buying houses exactly. So the more that you tell all women that they deserve someone who can provide them everything they want, the fact that those guys are fewer and fewer in number is going to mean that they have a lot of women.
And it's just a sad thing. It's just they deserve. They're born. They don't even have any skills. They're broke, dusty, musty, crusties. And they expect to be able to just get these people without any effort, without being a wife, without being a mother. Nope, you just get to be with these men, do nothing in life, and coast. Because you deserve. What the fuck?
Clustering around them, which is going to make them a lot less willing to pick one and provide for her. You'll notice that I colored all of the unwilling boxes red. You should be getting away from guys who are not willing. Those guys who have a lot of access to women, they tend to get a bunch of temporary ones rather than a permanent one and lead them on for a few years by saying things like this. So let's solve dating even more by going over the investment cube. Here it is. Your sweet evil matrix, pictured here, breaks down men into sweet versus evil and dumb versus smart, and then claims that all men are to be found on this grid and that all women deserve a guy who is nice and smart, or at least the opportunity to fix one who is nice and dumb, putting him in the deserve category. Now, this is an insufficient picture, and that's because as time goes on, there are more and more men who are willing to put in the work, which you call sweet, and who know how to put in the work, which you call smart, but simply are not able to put in an adequate amount of work for you. It's the economy. So as standards of living decrease, this was 2011, God knows where this is by now, but your standards do not decrease. There's just going to be fewer and fewer men over time who can provide what women deserve. So your advice to women to solve dating for them was to just simply pick this guy, the guy who is willing to invest in you and knows how to do it and is able to do it. But in reality, there are not enough of those guys to go around. Those guys are so small in number that they're going to have a lot of options to pick from, and that's going to make them unwilling to pick one. You can't all be at the front of the line. So if a guy is willing and experienced, that would be your...
I mean, they can be all at the front of the line. They just get banged all at the same time.
Sweet and smart, but not able to give you the type of investment that you're looking for. That would be the struggle box. I put that in yellow back here. Women do not really like being in the struggle box. They don't want to win the race with us. They want us to win first and then share. Finally, back here we have the project box in orange, and that would be a guy who is willing to take care of you properly, but neither is he able, at the moment at least, nor does he know what he's doing. And that is a project. Okay, I wish I had exact percentages here. I'm just estimating to make a point. Some percentage of men are going to be unwilling to invest in a relationship, and the more options they have, the more unwilling they're going to be. Some percentage of men are going to be ready, willing, and able. If you can lock one down, good for you. Some percentage of men are going to be able and willing, but not ready and don't understand. And if you want one of the fixers, then good for you also. But in my estimation, the struggler section of society is going to be larger and growing, and the project section is probably going to take up, I don't know if this is more than half already or what. I wish I had numbers. But my point here is that you told all women to pick this guy. You said they deserve it. You basically just took this green color right here, and you just said that's all of you are in the deserving category of just a few. You can see how mathematically that might not work out. Now, I am not telling you that you have to settle for someone who doesn't have enough of what you want. You don't have to. I'm just saying that some of you are going to have to choose between either one of these back row guys or pursuing someone who could be here but is unwilling, or maybe like a Jack Russell. They're pretty cute. So in order to clarify what women should be deserving in order to maximize people finding an appropriate match, let's break down income by category. Now, first of all, the median income for the male population of the United States is about $46,000, and that is going up, but not as fast as rent and groceries. I also want to mention I made about this much money in 2014, and it did not go very far. Here's a quick breakdown of income brackets in the United States. I have stacked those up for you. Now, as you can see, there's a good percentage, 37.5, of people in the United States who make over 100K, but as you can also see, they're going to be overwhelmingly old, probably not in the age range you're looking.
That's my age range. I am 37 and a half, almost 38. I do make 100K now. That makes sense.
For guys
Math,
more your age are going to be
science,
concentrated in these lower levels. So let's go by age here. Average salary for 20 to 24 is $38,012 per year, which is, I could not imagine. I think that's rent in Manhattan. Average salary for 25 to 34 is $54,080 per year. Average for 35 to 44, which I'm imagining is beyond the upper limits of your dating range after this ad here, is $65,676 per year. Now,
that was pretty much what I was making before I did YouTube. So
I made more than this in 2018, and it did not go far. To be fair, it does say that men earn more at $14.01 per week, which would be $72,852, but that does include 44-year-old men. So in other words, more guys than you think are going to be at the lower end of the able to invest axis in these unattractive, dingy-colored struggle and project boxes. So when you encourage women to deserve even harder than they already are, you're telling them to focus on these front boxes full of men who are able to provide, which looks like this. They begin to cluster around the men who have the ability to do that, which makes those men fall from the willing category to the unwilling category because they have an abundance of options. That's why, even though your boxes are not wrong and you're smart to stay out of this one, encouraging women to deserve is going to make them look for guys who are already able, who have already made it, which is going to clog the market. Some of you, most of you, should probably be looking for a guy who is willing, a guy who wants to become more able because of your presence in his life, is a pretty good sign. That's a guy who wants to move from here to here or from here to here, and then you can do the rest of the work. So more deserving is not going to solve dating.
Nope.
If anything, it's going to clog up these two cubes and drop them down to here, which is what you don't want. But what might help solve dating is if maybe a few more of you were willing to run the race with us rather than waiting at the finish line and picking the winner.
And Home Math is right. It's very real. Only more of you have to be willing to. We're not saying all women have to be willing to. No, more of you are willing to build with men. This issue wouldn't be so bad.
Winner.
Deserve. Nobody deserves shit. I don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit. They don't deserve shit. Everything is earned through hard work, sweat, and tears. That's the best way to be getting the things you deserve. Please subscribe down below. Really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.